just brighten up everybody's eyes because they love you. You know that? They're just in love with you because you're so good.
I met Jack at Crash's Landing in 2009. He was transferred there from a county animal shelter. He'd been surrendered there. We don't know his history before that, but he has kind of deformed front legs, and they thought he might be hard to adopt out, and didn't want to risk having him euthanized. So they asked Crash's Landing to take him. And my first memory of him is running down the hall. He has a gimpy gait, but he still runs and plays with toys, and he's just the happiest cat I've ever seen. He just loves everybody. He loves other cats. So after he was just at Crash's a few weeks, and I took him home. His personality has always been like this. I started taking him to volunteer picnics, and I could ride him around in a stroller, and people would pick him up, or just set him on a picnic table, and he would just sit there and let people pet him. So a few years before I retired, I came across some information on Facebook about a therapy cat. I had never heard of a therapy cat, but as soon as I read that, I knew Jack would be perfect. So that was one of my first things to do once I retired in January 2017 was to get him certified as a therapy pet. So we went through an organization called Love on a Leash, and it's a national organization, and they have a local West Michigan chapter. And he had to be, checked out by a vet. She had to certify his behavior, and then he had to do 10 hours of visits with somebody observing him and writing reports on how he behaved. And so at this point, he's certified.
He makes me feel like a human being, and humans need to have contact with their pets, with animals. As a matter of fact, I used to say that coming home to an empty house is not good, but if you happen to have a pet, there's another heartbeat in that house.
I think that animals are important in most everybody's life, and I think the majority of the people that move in here at one point or another have had pets in their past, whether they lived on a farm or they had them in their home. And I think when you come to a living setting, such as Vista Springs, you do give up quite a few things, which could take away from your dignity. So adding the therapy piece with dogs, we have a dog that visits a couple times a month, and with Jack, it brings a wholeness to the people.
We visit 2 assisted living facilities every week, and we also volunteer with Spectrum Hospice as a pet therapy team. So we occasionally see hospice patients when there's a request for a cat.
I think it's like a breath of fresh air. I think that a person could be sitting in their chair just reflecting or watching television, and when the animal comes in, the eyes light up, the body lifts up, and there's a real connection with them. It fulfills.